OK, dneska asi tak, že dneska bude trošku také zvláštne. Pustíme si jedno 7-minútové video, ktoré by malo byť pre vás inšpiračné v tom, aby ste si uvedomili, že žijete na tejto planete. Čo som povedal? Som povedal to, že chcem, aby ste si uvedomovali, že žijete na tejto planete. Kto vie dekodovať, čo som povedal? A prečo vám to hovorím? Náďa. Dobre, to je jeden názor. Kto má iný názor? Čo chcem povedať? Skúste, prežili sme spolu 7 večerov alebo 7 dní. Čo chcem vlastne vám povedať? Vy ste taký Facebookár. Neviem. Fú, zaujímavé. To je ďalší názor. Ten, čo som hovoril, že chodí do fitka, čo hovorí na to? Zaujímavé. Syn môj, čo hovorí?
Tak určite to, že máme byť radi, že môžeme tu žiť na tejto planete a že máme aj ďakovať za to, že žijeme a nezomrieme.
Wow. Čo hovorí 3D tlačiareň?
3D tlačiareň hovorí, že ako mladí ľudia, ktorí študujú také niečo progresívne, máme silu zmeniť problémy, ktoré chýbu svetom. To znamená, že si treba uvedomovať aj tie problémy, ktoré sú okolo nás a pracovať na tom už tohto veku na ich zmene.
Dobre, ďalej, poďme. Čo hovorí Srbsko?
Tak ja môžem povedať, že sa zhodnujem viac menej so všetkými názormi. Z časti majú pravdu, ale umejeme.
Kto má nejaký názor, že prečo vám hovorím, že aby ste si uvedomili, že žijete na tejto planéte? Nie, žiadna zelené, táto. Proste... Pre vás záujem, pozor. Nie, akože, že áno, ale pointa je tá, čo chcem vám povedať, je, že aby ste, pre vás, ako pre mladých ľudí, keď ja som bol taký malý, jak vy, mňa absolútne nezaujímalo, kto bol predseda vlády v Peru, alebo neviem kde, v Nikaragui a neviem, tam bolo nejaké povstanie a tak ďalej. Takže vy ste v úplne inej situácii. Čiže, čo ja chcem, aby ste vnímali túto planetu globálne. To znamená, že tých prvých 7 minút chcem dedikovať takej strašnej a absolútne strašnej situácii, ktorá z pohľadu ľudských práv je v Číne, hej, keď sme videli, jak všetci sú proti návšteve čínskeho, nechcem ísť do politiky, ale čo chcem povedať je, že čínska ekonomika je jedna z najdôležitejších ekonomik sveta. A vy ľudia, ktorí ste možno niektorí skončili gymnázia, niektorí priemyslovky, niektorí v Svidníku ste skončili obchodnú akadémiu. Chcem od vás, aby ste rozmýšľali o tom, čo sa deje v Číne. Takže začneme s týmto 7-minútovým videom. A uvidíme, čo to dá. Potom si napíšeme písomku. A potom vám urobím ďalšie niečo, lebo dneska hovorím o planete, tak sa pokúsim vás neuspať a neviem, či sa mi to podarí. A povedať vám nejakú časť prednášky v angličtine. Čiže my sme s kolegami boli 10. sa pamätám, 10. decembra 2015 chcel som povedať, že v Thajsku, ale nie v Thajsku, ale v Tokiu a tam sme mali jednu prednášku. Tak časť prednášky vám poviem v angličtine a čo vám bude veľmi zaujímať je to, či budete rozumieť alebo nie, pretože môj sen je, aby ste mali viac prednášok v angličtine od medzinárodne uznávaných ľudí a tak ďalej. Dobre, to je asi dnešný program. Tento 7-minútový blog je o tomto tu. Pán Figurák môže, tak skúste ho natočiť nejak z tej obrazovky. Ja skúsim.
It seems now the whole world can't stop talking about fourth industrial revolution, which is fast approaching with rapid breakthroughs in fields such as the Internet of Things, robots, artificial intelligence, and 3D printing. So how fast are robotic technologies developing?
To je Čína 2016, pozor.
Standing by to discuss this topic following her recent trip to 2 industrial 4.0 factories. Laura, I've looked at your footage. They look super hot.
I know, they're amazing. And Aero Robots is really not that far away from us anymore, Tracy. Just take a look at BMW's newly opened engine factory in northeast China's Shenyang. It is an eye-opener for those who fantasize about a futuristic manufacturing plant full of swinging robot arms taking command from smart computers. The engine plant, which is the first of its kind outside Europe, is among the most advanced factories in the world, as it boasts smart systems that help make work easier for humans. The world's largest luxury automaker, BMW, started the year with a bang by kicking off a new engine plant in the world's biggest auto market. The new factory in Shenyang in northeast China's Liaoning province will produce 300,000 engines per year, all of which will be used in locally made models.
With 3 new more models coming into localization, and the first one will come this quarter, we decided we need a fully fledged engine plant. We believe in China, we believe into the further growth of the car market. The Chinese car market is the largest car market in the world and it will stay like that.
Its rival, Mercedes, started making engines in China 2 years earlier. As competition intensifies, more emphasis has been put on technologies to boost efficiency and reduce cost as well as emissions.
In this BMW's new engine factory in Shenyang, some of the most advanced Industrial 4.0 technologies are being used to detect the tiniest faults that are lethal to engine making, with the smallest the size of 1/4 of a human hair.
We have to make the work easier for the workers to handle it. And we leave the creative parts to the workers. But for the tedious, routine jobs, more and more we bring in what the industry is calling smart robots. Smart robots are working side by side with our employees.
In this factory, robots are making sand cores where 90% of the sand used for casting can be recycled. A self-learning X-ray system examines products' flaws and errors, and there is a scan code on every part recording all information during manufacturing. Kastner also said Industry 4.0 wouldn't squeeze out human jobs, but would help combine personalized demand with mass production.
It is not about having the humanless industry hall, they are just robots. It is about intelligently combining this new technology. In the future, we will be able to combine individual demands with industrialized batch producing. The whole thing comes together and is very cohesive.
BMW currently ranks behind its rival Audi as the second in the Chinese market. Its new factory will also manufacture high-voltage batteries in the future, preparing the path for the upcoming tide of e-mobility in China. Laurel, CCTV News, Shenyang.
But the development of artificial intelligence and robots has entered a high growth stage in China. The country became the largest robot market in 2013 and is expected to reach a market value of 9 billion yuan, or about $1.4 billion by 2020. There are about 100 AI companies in China, with some already world-famous ones, like drone maker DJI and humanoid robot maker Turing Robot. And tech giants in China are also investing heavily in AI, such as Baidu. It is focusing on AI voice assistant. Meanwhile, Alibaba launched an AI platform to predict user behavior, and Tencent has released a robot journalist, Dream Writer. But it's not just the journalist jobs that are under threat. A recent study shows that AI and robots will replace a net of over 5 million jobs of all sectors around the world in 5 years. To find out exactly how big the impact will be, I made a trip to China's most advanced robot manufacturing base, CSM.
In less than 15 years, CSM, or Xingsong in Chinese, has grown from nothing to China's largest robot company. Its products range from industrial robots to service robots as demand in China has ramped up.
China's high-speed growth will last for the next 10 to 15 years. Industrial robots have already entered the market now in batch production after developing for nearly half a century. Meanwhile, robots working in special environments will see big growth, such as in chip and LED manufacturing, along with ultra-hygienic or even vacuum rooms.
And there are also service robots that already have some of the world's leading AI technologies.
Our service robots rely on laser light to perceive their environment and locate themselves, so they can walk around without touching anything or any people. They can see and identify human faces, strike a conversation, and recharge themselves.
The company has also established a digital factory with Industry 4.0 standards, which uses robots to make robots.
In this almost fully automated factory, rows and rows of robot arms are busy making many of their own kind, but of course with the help of human workers. That robot-human relationship is at the epicenter of a global debate, as automatic technologies are expected to replace more than 7 million workers worldwide in the coming years.
We expect even larger scale job reshuffling, but we don't say people will lose their jobs. We say they will leave their jobs, as these positions simply are not suitable for the well-being of people or personal development. We have entered an era with a new manufacturing model, where a large amount of low-end jobs will be replaced by robots and intelligent manufacturing. It's an inevitable trend.
However, the inevitable reshuffling of jobs is being accompanied by a labour shortage, as the working-age population in China fell by almost 5 million in 2015, the fourth consecutive year of decline. That's why it's getting harder and harder for employers to find cheap labour. All these factors, plus the rise of robots, will force China to improve its economic structure, although the process may be painful.
This time, Industry 4.0 won't leave us the options to keep surviving on drudgery or low-end labor-intensive work, even if some Chinese businesses want to continue surviving like this. However, we should use this opportunity to improve our industrial structure and move up our manufacturing level.
That leaves us with the question of what jobs people will do after being replaced by robots.
If we can make enough wealth through technology, do humans have to work at all? We may create many new jobs that are unimaginable at present. For example, chatting or social welfare efforts can be the jobs of the future.
Well, not only that.
We don't say people will lose their jobs. We say they will leave their jobs, as these positions simply are not suitable for the well-being of people or industrial structure, and move up our manufacturing level.
That leaves us with the question of what jobs people will do after being replaced by robots.
If we can make enough wealth through technology, do humans have to work at all? We may create many new jobs that are unimaginable at present. For example, chatting or social welfare efforts can be the jobs of the future.
Well, not only that, you can also take the robot to the dance floor, although I might miss the human touch. Learn CCTV News, Sinčák.
OK. Takže, čo som vlastne chcel povedať vám, je to, že viete, to sú také rôzne éry, že keď ja som bol mladý, tak nám ukazovali Rusov a potom, keď sme sa oslobodili a mali sme slobodu, tak nám ukazovali Američanov a teraz vám ukazujem Číňanov. Proste situácia je taká, že nechcem preferovať ani Číňanov, ani Američanov, ani Nemcov, ani nikoho. A čo som vlastne chcel povedať tým, aby ste rozmýšľali ako planetárne, že vôbec nemôže byť taký veľký problém, aby vy ste robili pre nejakú firmu, ktorá má akože sídlo v Číne. Dneska AT&T je americká firma, NES je izraelská firma, T-Systems je nemecká firma, spústa firiem je tu skade všade. Čiže dneska, hlavne v IT biznise, a ak budete IT ľudia, tak vlastne dneska je to absolútne globálny biznis. Čiže, a čo vás tiež chcel som podporiť je, aby ste rozmýšľali a prichádzali s novými nápadmi. Ja viem, že to nie je jednoduché, ale mnohokrát sa ľudia popália, ale každé popálenie je k niečomu dobré. OK, takže toto dneska je zápočtovka, máte 5 otázok. Máte na to 13:03, máte na to hodinku, potom si robíme prestávku a potom si dáme tú prednášku v angličtine. Je také, že niekto má problém nejaký zdravotný alebo sa necíti dobre? Lebo ak ja nemám s tým problém, aby urobil budúci týždeň. Nemusí tu sedieť. OK, ja testujem angličtinu mladí muži podľa takého strašne nezvyklého slova. A teda sa spýtam, či niekto nevie, čo to znamená slovičko, počkajte, aby som dobre povedal, haphazardly. Čo to znamená haphazardly? Náďa. Nie. To čo ste? Nie. Neviem. Ako, ja 90, aby ste ma rozumeli, že moja história angličtiny je v tom, že ja mám dosť veľa rodiny v Amerike a môj otec nejak mi vybavil proste, že v 18 rokoch za ťažkého totáča som bol v Amerike a tam nikto nevedel slovensky. Čiže ja spústa vecí viem z horového. Z toho, že som počúval a veľmi sa vám snažím doporučiť, aby ste sa naučili počúvať. A hlavne, aby ste nemali depku z toho, že nerozumiete plne všetko, čo tam hovorí, lebo to je prvý krok. Aby ste plne, to je čistý umelý inteligent, napísal a už ide do prekladača. A proste ide o to, že aj keď nerozumiete všetko, aspoň cítite pointu, že vlastne nerozprávajú o dievčatách, ale rozprávajú o autách. Hej. To je dosť. To znamená, veľmi vám veľa doporučujem počúvať YouTube, počúvať americké médiá alebo anglické médiá. Tá výslovnosť je strašne rozdielna. Američania sú väčšinou leniví. Viete mi povedať rozdiel medzi američtinou a angličtinou?
Vana.
Jak? Vana, ale akože také napríklad slovičko farba sa hovorí, a to je väčšina, sa píše, že colour. V američtine na účko kašľu, čiže len color. Hej. A mnohé ďalšie veci. Dobre, takže ja skúsim vám toto predniesť v angličtine. Rozmýšľam, že čo urobiť teraz, že teda každý si zoberte papier. A urobíme srandu. Tá sranda bude, že chcem každý z vás, aby si zapamätal 5 slov v angličtine, ktoré poviem. Ale nie také, že prvých 5 slov, ale také, že vlastne rovnomerne z prednášok. Tá prednáška bude asi 40 minút, ja pevne verím, že sa do toho vmestím. A aby ste aspoň niečo napísali v angličtine, nejaké záchytné body, a keby ste išli napríklad na Erasmus, lebo všetci teraz chcú ísť na Erasmus, a tam sa prednáša v angličtine. Takže keby ste si robili nejakú poznámku z toho, alebo poznámky z toho. OK. So, ladies and gentlemen, this talk has been presented with my colleagues, Mr. Takac and Mr. Ondo, while I was visiting Waseda University in Tokyo in Japan last December. And it was a pretty long talk. It was about 1 hour and I think 35 minutes. But I took a second portion of it, and I would like to explain to you some things what you may hear in my talks before, but I would like to try to listen this for you, or to give you this talk in English expressions. So the topic is artificial intelligence is the only solution for intelligent robots. So that's the sentence with many people, especially from robotic community, disagree. They don't believe in artificial intelligence because they even don't know that there is something like artificial intelligence. But I am very serious now. I am very serious that people from robotics even don't talk to people in artificial intelligence. The other day in 2011, I was visiting the World Conference of Humanoid Robotics in Ljubljana, in Slovenia. And the main talk was given on the World Conference about discovering so primitive tool of artificial intelligence, which is now given to my students during assignments. So what I want to underline that you have to be used to that communities on this planet don't talk. That's why I think the Facebook is very successful. Because the people are not talking. Even I am not sure if Facebook supports talking. They're just chatting. But the main issue is that robotics community is very solid, very strong community of machinery engineers. My son is going to be a machinery engineer because he told me that, well, Dad, I don't want to do such crazy things like you are doing. I will be machinery engineer. And what do you want to study? And he said, robotics. So he wants to convince me that he will create a robot. And I told him, how about software? You will do the software. But without software, you will not be able to survive. Yes, but without the hardware, you will not be able to survive. He's correct. So now, what I want to say is that we are witnessing a number of activities merging communities. Communities of robotics and communities of artificial intelligence. And part of the game is this conference that we attended with Peter and Yaro last December in Seoul in Korea, which goes for integration of robotics and artificial intelligence. That's a very, very serious issue. Once again, these people don't talk to each other. That's one message. Okay, what I want to go forward is this, again, a video. I hope you are not bored of these videos. Maybe I have shown you this video, but it's a very interesting video. And this is the main issue, main motivation of my talk. This video. It's from Matrix. This not. Všetky holky.
Daj to a pustím.
Operator. Tank, I need a pilot program.
East side, I think.
Not yet.
Operator.
Tank, I need a pilot cover for the 212 helicopter. Hurry. Let's go.
Okay, now question. What is this movie about? What's the name of this movie? Matrix, yes, correct. So, I'm not sure if you understand what it is about, but it's about downloading the software into the robot. Downloading the software into the robot. This has been done during few seconds. But it's too long for me. I assume in milliseconds, in maybe microseconds, it can be done. In current technologies, and if we foreseen the next Wi-Fi coming up, the 5G, we are talking about enormous support of this concept of so-called cloud computing and cloud robotics. I was talking, and I always promote this Industry 4.0. Please be ready. And I tell you, I would be very happy if I can trigger somehow your interest towards Industry 4.0, because that's the future. If you want, if you want, that doesn't matter. But it's really, it's very important for you to know more about this. And nobody tell you everything. You have to study yourself. Okay, there are some concepts about all this. For example, right now we are in one project proposal, very interesting project proposal in Volkswagen in Bratislava. They are producing cars, and in that company there is about 170 AGVs. AGV goes for autonomous guided vehicles. These are those transportation somethings which are having induction lines, and they are carrying the material and some other things around the factory. There are 170 of those AGVs. In the concept of Industry 4.0, we have a challenge. We have a challenge to transform AGVs into AMTs, which goes for autonomous mobile autonomous mobile robots. So the idea how to transform those things, guided to autonomous, is the main challenge of factory of the future. So that's what we are right now in the project proposal. We go to the place on Thursday, and we go to discuss how we can be contributive in cloud computing and mobile robotics in this area. Okay, these are cloud robotics people. This guy is already passed away, but he was one of the important persons in artificial intelligence. Actually, do you remember when artificial intelligence was established? Nadia? Give me a year. Who knows the year? My son knows the year?
1956.
Exactly. 1956. I'm proud of you. Exactly, 1956. And why 1956? Try to remember this in relation. Because in 1956, they were drinking about 1 week, people in Dartmouth, close to Boston. Boston is very important educational center. And close to Boston, there is a university called Dartmouth University. And they had a 1-week seminar. Many people had a 1-week seminar. And they ended up to creating artificial intelligence. The second guy who was very important and is very important is a young guy, about 42, 43 years old, from Carnegie Mellon University, which is in Pittsburgh. Have you somebody was in Pittsburgh? Have you been in Pittsburgh? Who was in the United States? Which city?
In Vermont.
Vermont. It's which
Next to New Hampshire or down from Canada.
I see. Okay, this guy moved from Carnegie Mellon, went to Google, and then he left Google for Toyota. So now he is a head of Toyota. And if you go to the websites regarding to CES, you know what CES is? CIC? CIS. What is CIS? What is CIS conference? You guys, you should know what's a CIS conference every year in January. No. What is CIS? CIS is Consumer Electronics. CES. Consumer Electronics. Used to be in New York, now it's in Las Vegas this year. And look to the talk of this guy, James Kufner. He was talking about cloud robotics. So he's a very important guy right now heading the division in Toyota. So what is cloud? I will skip this. You should probably guess what is a cloud. And also there are some arguments why cloud and why we are mentioning something like cloud sourcing. Okay, sorry. Better. What is it?
The ceiling is coming. The ceiling is coming down.
Ceiling is coming down from my voice.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, so take care. I mean, I should call it emergency. No, please go away because somebody can be hurt. Jesus. Maybe from my voice. Actually, what I want to point out on this slide is one thing, is a collective robot learning. That's the main issue and main issue and foreseen as a main advantage of cloud computing. Collective robot learning is one of the things which should bring cloud computing and cloud robotics in general. There are some issues regarding to various concepts. For example, this concept counts on that every robot will have a virtual identity in the cloud. Who is a computer gamer? Which games?
Usually MMO games like World of Warcraft or something like that.
Okay. Main issue what I want to point out is that every person could have a virtual identity, and we have virtual identity in the Facebook. So the main issue of cloud robotics is that we will have a virtual robots on the cloud, and if we move with the virtual robot will be so connected, so tightly connected with the real robot, and this connection will be active or not active. So in case if it's active, so if I move with the virtual robot, the real robot is moving also. So if the connection will not be active, then I can do several simulations on the virtual robot and then find the proper solution and then make the connection active. So there are some very interesting topics. This guy, actually from Russia, living in New York, is a very important guy in robotics. He is supporting many activities. Maybe you know what does it mean pepper. You know what's mean pepper? It's a robot, but do you know the name why pepper is called pepper?
Because it's easy to pronunciate in every language, almost every language, and easy to remember and work with.
No. Why? It's depressive. I know something what you don't know. Because the Iron Man's assistant secretary's name was Pepper. Okay, so actually what I want to say that certainly you cannot remember, but I remember very well when the Americans came up with computers. The next day the Russians copied the computers. And this copy was so good that sometimes the copy of American computers was better than American computers. What I want to say right now is that there is a company in Moscow who already, I don't want to say copied, made its own pepper called Kiki. So Kiki is a Russian version of pepper. And I really recommend you, actually they are not very good in marketing, but what is important is that they are delivering. So if I would have 10,000 euros, they deliver me next day. With pepper, we have to wait 1 year. So it's a very big problem with the Japanese and with the marketing of all these things. Okay, there are some other things what I want to mention. Also, the Wi-Fi connection is crucial. And if we are talking about 4G and 5G, you know the difference between 4G and 5G? The lady from Serbia? What? What does it mean 4G? What is approximate speed of 4G? Can you tell me the units where you measure the speed of connectivity? Now I force her to talk. So we are talking roughly 4G goes about, theoretically it can go about over 100 megabit, but normally if you go to your 4G phone, the testing is about 25-30 megabit per second, which is not bad. But the main additivity or main contribution of the 5G, because there is a 4G plus, and there is also 5G. And 5G is very big step because the access point can handle more appliances, more connections, while 4G access points can handle less connections than 5G access points. That's very important for the future. Okay. We still don't know in 2016 which will be the real artificial intelligence. You know, or you remember that there is a strong artificial intelligence and weak artificial intelligence, or narrow artificial intelligence and general artificial intelligence. Those people who believe in general artificial intelligence, they believe that our societies will be ruled by artificial intelligence. So can you replace our politicians by artificial society? Will be purely rule-based society. And don't think that I am making fun. There are conferences on general artificial intelligence. There's one guy from Slovakia living in Prague who invested more than 10 million euros. If you go to work for him, he gives you about 2,500 euros salary, which is not bad. His name is Mr. Rosa. And Mr. Rosa, he strongly believes that general artificial intelligence is solution for everything. It's solution for corruption, solution for everything. So make your opinion yourself. Okay, there are also something like search-based artificial intelligence, which is really connected to such search engines like Google, Baidu, Bing and some others, because I don't care how I will get the information. I need the information during 1 microsecond. And I don't care if machine will think, if machine will, I don't know what to do. I need this solution by 1 microsecond. So that's called search-based artificial intelligence. There are some more complex issues here. One of them is this one. It's a word incremental knowledge integrator. It's something similar like Watson. We still don't know how the knowledge will be concentrated. If the knowledge will be concentrated in one database, which will be called like Watson, like Wilkie or something, or it will be distributed. So it seems to be a major challenge. Right now we are discussing with our colleagues from Italy and from Japan to design such an infrastructure where knowledge base, not database, knowledge base will be very important part of the game. What is very important here is incremental learning. Incremental learning is very important because right now, for example, deep learning, you were asked to watch the video about deep learning. I'm not sure if you understood how the deep learning works. But the main issue of deep learning is that the crucial point of deep learning is last 3 or last 4 layers of these neural networks. Because those can be in different types. So those who support incremental learning are usually clustering. Those who don't support incremental learning are usually perceptrons. We were discussing perceptrons on neural network part of the lecture. Okay, I will try to end this part with a very important issue, and it's really the cloud is playing the crucial role in artificial intelligence. And what is something what many people in artificial intelligence don't believe that is changing artificial intelligence. Simply those issues, while we didn't have a cloud, are not so important like we have a cloud. So some of the people are not, I don't want to say up to date. They don't understand the situation. Many people are working in VI editor. They don't understand that there is a NetBeans or Eclipse or some Visual Studio which is helping people to program, make programs. So these are very important things for the future. That's very important how we will leave computation on the cloud. So it's related to the speed. If the delay is very high, then we probably will be on board. If delay is very small, we will probably go on the cloud. So that's very important part. So it's called off-board paradox in cloud robotics. This is a beginning of all these things. It was in 2000. Exactly in 2000 was called the concept called remote brain. And this original picture from 1997, when one guy, Professor Inaba from University of Tokyo, came up with the idea to distribute control and the robot. So he is considered to be a father of cloud robotics from 1997, and thanks to him, people were trying to think this way using cloud robotics. Actually, this is today. This is our challenge, what we have at our university. We have a grant from Microsoft Azure, and we have several universities. That's our university. That's University in Italy, Pisa, what I was trying to promote the Erasmus on this university. Then it's University of Loughborough, for those who like to be, I mean, Loughborough is close to Nottingham. It's a very interesting university from one point of view, that there is a center for sport health and IT for sports. So that's very important part of the game. Waseda University is a very important university in Japan. It's a mecca of robotics in Japan. And the final is KIT. It's south of Japan. It's called QTech University. We have the contacts. And this is the idea to connect all these robots. For example, this pepper today means 10 o'clock today. Our student and this guy from Italy was trying to connect and trying to control using the cloud. So this is a message to you to inform you what we are doing. So that's a very important part of our job. Okay, there are some definitions and so on about cloud. What are the R breaks? I will try to skip. You will be able to see. These are very interesting questions, but I already mentioned. Do we need thinking machine? I'm not sure. If you were looking to the video from Davos, I gave you the link of Davos video. There was a dean of Carnegie Mellon University who said that by 2030, he thinks that the role of assistants or secretaries will be changing. 3 years ago, I became a head of Department of Cybernetics. 3 years ago. And my secretary got a killing question. The killing question was, do you have a calendar? And she said, yes, I have. And I got almost a stroke. She didn't know. I mean, full respect to her, she already is using Google or Outlook calendar or something like that. So what they are thinking in 2030, that these so-called cognitive assistants will be of your help. So if you are talking about Siri, if you are talking about Cortana, if you are talking about Google now Baidu is doing a very important job in China, develop a really assistant for you who will be reminding you deadlines and so on, so on. So these are very important things for the future. I'm not sure if you remember this picture. It was on the test. So this picture I wanted you to point out. Do you understand what is on this picture? What 3D printing means?
Well, it's our path to some kind of autonomy of the robotics. So at the very start, there is just the teleoperation, so there is no interception of some internal algorithms of the robot. And as we move upper and as we proceed, there is more and more of part that the robot does on itself, so at autonomy. And we try, our mission is to fully autonomous, effective robots.
Yeah, absolutely agree. The main issue is that we are trying to give more and more labor to the machine. So look to the planes. Planes are almost autonomous. So that's very important. One of the versions how to create autonomous systems. How the other day I was watching Elon Musk, and he said that all the machines are connected, either connected online, I mean cars, or they are updated every day. So they are learning of the, I mean, you know, the main issue is to learn on the errors. It's like in humans. Humans are learning when they make mistakes. That's a very important issue, to make mistakes. So we should be very grateful if we make mistakes, but the main issue is if we can learn from those mistakes. If we will do our mistakes all the time, the same mistakes, then we will probably not learn. What is very important here, this one. One person to one robot, or many people to one robot. But the future ambition is one person to many robots. Certainly I'm talking about military applications. So I push the button and
China's gone.
China's gone. I'm not sure if China's gone because there are so many of them. I remember being in Japan on one railway station. And there was a busy hour, and I want to cross about 20 meters. But there were millions and millions of people coming. So we did something like sliding. So we were going about 50 meters in one direction. We tried to go sliding to reach the other gate to the Nozomi Express, because otherwise we would be late. So you remind me this story. Okay, this was what I was expecting you to. I'm not sure if somebody did it, but I'm not sure if you understand what means quo vadis. Quo vadis, you understand? And you understand the difference between quo and qua vadis? Quo is kam kráčaš, and qua means kaďal kráčaš. So that's why qua vadis, because this is one of the options how to create a mission-based robot. And actually, this is from the guy, Professor Brooks, who is a very big guy in robotics, and he is very ambitious in making autonomous robots. Certainly, his main business is military. So he is supporting American Army. His companies are fully delivering robots to American Army to prevent and save soldiers. Okay, that's our vision. We have such a teleoperation center. Actually, it's not fun. We have 6 monitors. So I don't know if you have been in our laboratory. You know, when I was buying this 6 monitor stack, everybody was making fun of me because nobody could understand why we need 6 monitors on one computer. But in our laboratory, we'll have 16 cameras. So that's why I need 6 monitors to switch them and try to control the robots using several cameras, what I can use in our corridor. So these are the ambitions. Actually, this thing is for you. I have a friend on my Facebook who is from, it's a very nice story, for me nice story, former policeman from New York Police Department. And his ambitions was to create a 3D policeman. So he even made all the technical details and so on. And what is important is that I have a cousin who was, he's not no more, but he was a vice president of one company called Step 2. And Step 2 is is a plastic company who is doing plastic things. So I hooked them together, but he didn't have enough funding to make the prototype. But there's very interesting things. For example, this has, I don't know how many joints, but each joint was IP unit. Do you understand me? What I said? IP unit.
Some kind of philosophy, like joints are the parts which can move or...
Yeah, but mainly what I'm saying is that each joint has its own IP address. So all robot was connected as a bunch of IP connected machines. So that's philosophically it's very important issue. So it has its own private network, and each of his joint has its own IP address. Okay, that's a very important Azure concept or cloud computing concept. Think big, start small. So all the time when you are doing some application on the Azure or other cloud computing platform, please take into consideration that once you will try to scale up, that's a very important thing, that if you have such an application which is potentially usable for 1 million people, and you are trying to create this application, think from the beginning on that option. Otherwise, you will have big problems. And cloud computing is giving you very nice and very, very important support for this. Okay, I skip this. These are our basic projects in cloud robotics right now in our lab, because part of the game is to tell you what we are working on and maybe to invite you to our problems. One of these is cloud-based Wizard of Oz teleoperation of robots with learning abilities. That's one of the projects. Second is distributed ROS on the cloud. One ROS for more robots for easier maintenance. This is, there are some, how would I say? There is one bachelor work on that. I'm not sure if this will be successful or not. But if he will not be successful, then this guy will not be bachelor. But that's one of the issues what we are touching. The second is cloud-based emotional affective loop as a behavior model concept of interaction. It means that right now we are discussing a project proposal with a deadline somewhere in June with the Japanese, and these Japanese is working with Telenoid. I show you the video when I was interacting with Telenoid, and that's one of the very important parts of our research. Okay, there are some. That's to the first one. There's the second one, and that's a current traditional solution. That's our potential theoretical solution. We'll see if it works out or not. You were part of that games when Peter was taking or were recording you during your test.
Still are.
Or still are, and we are trying to assess your emotions. Do you think it makes sense to track your emotions? What do you think? My fitness colleague. What do you think? Makes sense to track your emotion? Could you make money of it? Give me an example. I mean, what I would like to support is you think out of the box. So, for example, companies. If the company, certainly we are touching the privacy issues, but companies, if you somehow can indicate to companies that people are not very happy in the company, companies should do something. The second issue is, for example, the depression. Depression identification. Depression is very important issue of today, and depression can trigger many illnesses, including cancer, including pneumonia, including some other things, including immunity systems problems. So this is very important to analyze and really emotion identification or assessment. I'm still talking about assessment, not identification. Assessment is very big business for the future. And part of that game is this project, what we are right now doing, that how to create a software system on the cloud which could tell to CAO or to management that your people are not watching you, your students are not here. They are mentally somewhere else, which is usual in schools. But the main issue is that how to deliver the message. So emotion and computers are very important issues for today and also for tomorrow. So if you, especially for women, if you are really thinking to go to the IT, because women are especially related to emotional states, and they simply, Martina is doing emotional discovery of the text, for example, so-called sentiment. So these are things which are very important and very useful for the future, towards to one thing, and towards to thing called big data. But don't mention me big brothers. It's old issue. Everywhere will be a big data. Everywhere will be. Everybody will be able to watch you. Everybody will be able to get information on you, and so on. That's our future, and we have to handle this future. Otherwise, we will have problems with ourselves. This is one of the interface what Peter has done. And there are some identified emotions. You don't see it, but when you download the presentation, you can see it. These are some emotions based by psychological model called Ekman model. We had also our colleague, she left already, but she did interesting work in so-called Plachik model, which was a little bit different. In fact, she triggered this emotional research in our laboratory. I am trying to close with these major challenges or claims. I'm claiming that the importance of software in robotics will increase. Because my son, as a machinery engineer, he needs me. He will be in big trouble without the software. I'm claiming that shared knowledge will be essential, because we do it every day on the Facebook. We are sharing knowledge. I'm claiming that evolving cloud-based robotic platform for robotics will be business-based standard. There are standards like ROS and some others, and I strongly believe that we learned about FeeWare, that's the next standard, and I believe that something like this for robots or for cars or for something else will come. One form of standard is Windows. So you see how many times the Windows 10 is updating every day or every second day or every hour. I claim that I do believe in concept of Industry 4.0. It's concept the factory of future. And my last claim is that I see a strong connection between robotics and AI is needed, because robotic people like my son will really reinventing things, and it's not good. So we want to prevent reinvention of these systems. So that's the very important for the future. So I put it in these 5 claims, and I think it's one of the message what I would like you to think about, if you understood me or not. I don't know. But that was a challenge of this Nadia, of this today. I mean this talk. Okay. That's our dream, to be part of evolving, learnable, distributed framework for interactive companion robotic systems. I'm not so sure if you understand what I'm talking about, but we are interacting with machine all the time. Interacting with computers, interacting with radios in the cars. The other day I was sitting in the car of Yaro. Yaro has an electric hybrid car. And this interaction, when you see how he's going on the electricity and how he's going, is very nicely done. So you can control which way you do the saving of energy and all this management. So it's very, very nice. So the robots and artificial intelligence is very important to be in connectivity, in connection, in network. Okay. That's all from my point of view. I'm just reminding you this, and that's it. And now we are 1 minute over. I will pick up 2 people, and these 2 people will set up each of these 2 people 2 questions. I will not answer, just these questions I want to have. Okay?
Pick from the video.
From the video.
Whose emotions are showing?
Come here to pick it up, because it will be your responsibility, and I'm not sure if you can see.
Oh, okay. So your son.
My son. It's number 1, and second is Nadia. Okay. So Nadia, 2 questions. Incremental learning. Okay?
What is it?
Okay, super question. Your question is, I will summarize the first question. You don't understand what means incremental learning, correct? Okay, go for a second question. How is different? What is the difference between?
Like deep learning.
Okay. So we have two questions. One is what is incremental learning? A second is how is what's the difference between incremental learning and deep learning? Okay? Okay. And now, what's your two questions?
When you talk about the telenoid,
Yeah?
I don't see any potential in it because it's only a robot that is operated by another person.
Okay.
So it doesn't make anything, only copy another person.
Okay, so your first question is that, or statement, or the question is that statement is that you don't see any potential of telenoid, and maybe you generate the question that what is the added value of telenoid? Okay, second question.
Maybe that analyzing people reaction, how you said 4 weeks ago.